Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2. Miss Jenny, you know what? We are at a very nice opportunity,
Yes,
to get this far into this tournament and have the opportunity to cast the LAN event and the grand finale.
exactly.
Something different, right?
Definitely. The Hornbill Festival itself has a really huge hype all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
You haven't been to the Hornbill Festival. I've been there. I've seen so many people. I've met a lady from Switzerland. I
Wow.
met a lady from Poland. There's people from all over the world.
Yeah.
So Hornbill is a huge, big deal. Okay, and I'm so glad that they've added Hornbill Esports Championship as well. So
Yeah.
the esport format is our responsibility, and
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to be here, to be witnessing this, as well as casting it. And guess what? We're right here at IG Stadium, Kohima, and we'll be casting the grand finale of Hornbill Esports Championship between Elusivity Esports and Sacred Shrine. How about you?
Ex Simp
Exactly.
official, that is a thing we missed out. But what do you want to say again?
How about you introduce the teams a little bit?
Um, do I need to introduce? I
They do
knew.
not
I
need
do.
their.
I do need to.
Honestly, they do not need any
You don't need.
introduction.
I mean,
But let's do the honor. Still.
let's follow the protocol, guys. Let's do the obvious thing. Yes, guys, this will be the grand finale, and two of the teams which will be representing, not representing, but two of the teams that will actually be here at the grand finale are team Sacred Shine X Simp official, the one with a 10-0 streak. Can you imagine 10-0 streak?
I know, right?
Yeah, that one not only in LAN but also online, and it's still going on. This is their, I think, if they win, it'll be 11-0. But who are the challenges? It's Elusivity. Elusivity
Yes,
have been there every time. I think
exactly.
if not top two, at least top three to top four.
Mhm.
Elusivity has always been the team that has been the name. That has been the talk
Mhm.
among the ML community. So I'm really excited to see this matchup. But the only downside is that we are seeing a best of three. I would have expected,
Yes.
a more action-packed best of five, but due to some time constraint and some other reasons, we have to do what the best we can. So best of three it is. But guess what? Best of three is like more action-packed because you do not get much chance. If it's a 2-0 clean sweep, you're done, dusted. But a 2-1, I wouldn't like that.
Exactly. I mean, we're definitely gonna miss out on the action, but well, like you said, definitely they are the talk of the town. Both teams actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you were also there in the recent Autumn Land Championship,
Yeah.
and both exact
Same
the
teams.
same teams,
Yeah.
same players even were going up against each other, right?
Yeah.
And we know the score. It was
3-1.
yes, 3-1. So I think the challenges definitely are the Elusivity Esports, and I think maybe they have done their homework this time around. Maybe they're gonna surprise us because recently I have to say,
Mm-hmm.
Sacred Shrine X Simp Official.
Yeah.
They have been all over the news in the community. They
And
have been all over Chimps Bond's page as well.
for good reasons, right?
Exactly, for
So,
good
and
reasons.
I'll just break the news, guys. They are already known as Team Godlike Esports, but only in this tournament. This is the last time. This is the very last time, Miss Jenny, that they will be representing as Sacred Shrine. So, Elusivity Esports. This is their last redemption,
Mhm.
getting back at Team Sacred Shrine, as the name stand it is. Because after this, they will be just known as
Exactly.
Godlike Esports, and even maybe for Elusivity Esports, they are so talented players, they can be picked up by another org and their names can be changed as well. So looking forward to good things as the ML, the future of
Mhm.
ML Mobile Legends. Indian community is looking really onto the bright path.
There have been rumors about Elusivity Esports too regarding some organizations,
Oh,
but the rumors be rumors for
yeah,
now. Yep, until and unless they are signed off. Anyways,
absolutely.
yes. So, given the track record of both the teams in
Yeah.
this tournament, who do you think has a bigger chance today? And for which reasons?
I'll just say one word, 10-0. Hello? Hello? Is it? Oh, wait, where are you doing from? I mean, let's say Team Godlike, I mean, Sacred Shine, my bad.
Mhm.
Team Sacred Shine, they are the favorites to win. I think for most people, Team Sacred Shine are the team that they are rooting for. But I think Elusivity has a much better fan following when it comes to, every other games combined, because Elusivity has a very good name in
Mhm.
different games like, other mobile games that are around town, right? So I think Team Elusivity, I'm not telling about the team's name, the players themselves, okay?
Yes.
They're so talented. Like,
Okay.
I've not seen a team with this many budding talents, and that too, they're so young and so much potential yet to be unlocked for them.
Mhm. Definitely, they are the emerging team in the community. Definitely the talk of the town as well. But when you say the talk of the town, let's also talk about manager Zio. I think she's done a
Oh,
really great job.
yeah.
I mean, from Sacred Shrine to Godlike,
No,
right?
she is not the manager of Godlike anymore.
This, I mean, maybe not now, but
In the
she's the
future, I
one who
think
has been there the whole time.
the hard work
Definitely.
should be
The
valued, right?
effort,
Yeah,
the hard work. I mean, I've seen her in the land as well,
yeah,
in the autumn land as well.
yeah.
She's here as well. I have to say, kudos to you, girl.
You know
Very
what?
well done.
Whenever I see Zevo with her team, it looks like a mother taking care of her child's children. I mean, not child, but children, guys. But I think Zevo has done a very phenomenal job. A big shout out to Zevo. She's not only the manager, but she's also a fellow casters of ours, and
Yes.
she's very talented, guys. So big shout out to Zevo. But at the same time, I feel that the team, like art,
Hmm.
the team behind, like the brain behind the team, right? He has been also the one so witty. The draft has been so witty from them that every time they gain the advantage from the draft itself.
Hmm.
And in game, the players are very good. Micro, it's on
Yes.
top. Okay. And talk about the team, there's one change that we'll notice that their main mid laner will not be playing here. It's going
Oh,
to be Invoker replacing Bid
okay.
due to some reason. So
Mhm.
the sub is playing, but Invoker himself has been a player that is active for a very long time. So I do not think that the team would, face much of a different consequences or a negative remark on
Mhm.
that department. But regardless, I want to see the synergy being built around them because
Mhm.
yesterday I could not get a chance to watch their game.
Yep.
Today, I think we might get a chance, right?
Okay, so basically you're saying art is the shot caller
The brain,
of
Sacred Shrine.
Sacred Shrine.
Yeah.
So we'll see how his shots, are targeted towards EVT today.
I was having a
Yes.
talk with Art. He was saying like, "I'll shout so loudly, even the other team can listen, and then we'll rotate around the map in like not five member, but six
Oh,
members because they will also know where we are rotating." So that was the fun conversation.
EVT gotta be careful then. Elusivity gotta be careful then.
I just heard the host.
Mhm.
They were doing the introduction of the team.
Mhm.
You know what Elusivity said?
What?
We're not getting the trophy. We are going to break that streak.
Yare yare.
That's what they said. And they're not even
Yes.
kidding. And I tell you, for Team Sacred Shines, their the sponsor, he said
Mhm.
that the trophy's ours.
Okay.
You see the confidence?
I like the
Yeah.
spirit. I like the spirit. I like the confidence in the teams. I
Yeah.
have to say. And since we mentioned about manager,
Yeah.
who's the manager of Elusivity Esports? Is it Devril?
I think for Elusivity Esports, I'm not technically saying he is the manager, but he looks after the team. His name is Roro.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the one who also manages the thing, but their main leader of the squad or the main leader, the person who is the person, supporting these players
Mhm.
is Dexter. So
Dexter is
Dexter is
Devril.
the
Dexter is Devril.
okay. I mean, I did
Yeah.
not know his alias, but
Okay.
still, I think Dexter is the one that is supporting this, young budding talents,
Yes.
and they are doing, I think he does not have any regrets on that, supporting them.
I'm very sure.
Absolutely right.
And I've seen how he takes care of them
Yeah.
online and offline. I'm very proud of that. And I really like the fact that the managers or whoever you call it, manager, the team owner,
Yeah.
I like the fact that they are putting this much effort into MOBA 5 versus 5. And
True.
I feel like if this goes on, the community is only going to grow and get better and better. Right? By the way,
Yeah.
Devrel Dexter, he also got me an Elusivity. He got me a jersey, Elusivity jersey.
I need to
I might
complain.
wear
I
it.
need to complain. I didn't get one. If
I
you're
might wear
listening to
it
this,
after
Dexter, if you're
the.
listening to this, Dexter, I'm coming. I'm coming to your
You're not getting
wherever
one.
you're sitting. I'm coming there and
I
getting
mean,
a jersey.
I swear, like, even if they win, even if they lose, I am gonna
I
be
hate
wearing
Zebo
it
though. She didn't
after
get me a
the
jersey as well.
tournament.
I hate Zebo.
She's gonna
Zebo.
get me one, not you.
Both of you guys, you are more fan of Jenny, right? I see the
They're my
biasness, guys.
friends.
Whoa, so they're my enemies. That's what you're saying.
No, but they're better friends with me, closer.
Now I feel betrayed.
Dun dun dun. Anyways.
The game is gonna start soon. Just 40 seconds
Mhm.
in. We'll just after which we'll go for the draft.
Mhm.
Take a shine versus elusivity. The first pick will matter because I think both the teams are very concentrated on getting a good lineup, like
Mhm.
getting the good heroes. So the trades off will be a lot there. But for their jungler, both One Satoru as well as Godspeed are very highly gifted on the mechanics of the assassins. Like they can play even the utility, of course. But both of them are such good heroes, users of those assassins, especially the Fanny, Lancelot, and Eason Shin. So these heroes will be you will see these heroes getting just juggled around, getting traded off, and more or less, I think you might just see more assassin centric draft
Okay.
unless they're playing a hyper carry onto the mid lane, like a
Okay.
Kimi or something like that of that sort.
All right. And with that, guys, we can finally
Yeah.
see that the draft session has started. And you guys can all see the background behind us. I have to tell you, Hornbill Esports Championship, the stage is beautiful,
Yep.
right? The stage is really beautiful. And I
It's
might
such a
show you guys it
shame
in
that
my
these
vlog.
people cannot come and watch it from here.
Yes,
I know,
yes.
right?
You know what? Next year, guys, come to Kohima, okay? Just get a bus if you're from Guwahati or if you're from anywhere else. Get a flight or anything.
Yeah.
The ticket is not much here, right? Just
It's dirt
travel.
cheap.
Yes. I mean, go to the Hornbill Festival, come to the Esports Championship. I bet you're gonna love it because I'm sure you're gonna have fun online as well. But offline, the stage is beautiful, and you guys can see it in my vlog.
Wow, Jenny's also advertising herself, guys. I'm just kidding, but if you want to see more, I would say the more fun side of the Hornbill Festival, you can definitely see Jenny's vlog. She is putting a very hard work as well. So, but hey, Jenny, I think
Yes.
the draft, right?
Let's go into
Yeah,
this
let's go
draft.
to that. And you can see Sacred Shrine having the first pick here. And the bans are pretty self-reflecting. Like the heroes that you want to deny to the other team is the Lancelot, Grok, as well as the CC being banned by the side of Team Sacred Shrine. Elusivity will opt for the Hilda,
Hilda,
Sushin, as well
Sushin,
as the
Khalid.
Khalid. And these are some of the signature heroes of these players, but Lapu Lapu. For both Fate as well as I would say Romcom, this hero has been working phenomenally well. And anytime this hero is picked, you will see an Esmeralda popping to the other side. And even if I
Exactly.
have not seen the draft, I can see that the Esmeralda is picked. I was just looking at you and the Esmeralda was picked by then. So that's a guess.
The fact that they banned Zushin, I was kind of sure that they were going to go for something tanky like the Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Like some, heavy frontline. Because when you have a Zushin in your opponent, it's very hard to just roam around because
True.
she's going to continuously poke you with her Lansan. And with that, Gatot Kacha has been picked up along with the Joy and the Lapu Lapu. So both teams are going to have this slow front to back, I suppose. And Hayabusa, I think it's a really good choice. You know why? Because they have the Yif already.
Yeah.
Okay? They have the Lancelot is already banned. So they don't want a Hayabusa in the opponents to come back around and take the Yif down. But they've given away the Joy though. Will they be able to stop Joy? What do you think they should come up with to counter the Joy's movements?
I think some of the heroes which might be a bit unorthodox would be the Belleric or maybe the Fredrin. The Fredrin cannot be picked in this case because they already have locked a jungler. But apart from that, something of a very hard CC, like maybe a suppression skill can work well. But would you really like to pick a Franco or a Kaja in this, in this meta? I don't think so. The utility is very less.
You know
So
what?
maybe
Franco could actually be good if they can pull it
it
off.
could be good, but I think for the side of Team Elusivity Esports, they will try to outmaneuver Joy. So they will try to bait him in, dive in, and then punish him down. So maybe something that can punish very heavily instead of
Okay.
stopping the Joy's movement. But apart from that, I like the Garud Kacha pick by the side of Sacred Shrine. This is not only a good hero for art, but also a denial for Madara. As you can see, some of the roaming heroes have already been banned off, so he lacks some of the options, but I think there's still plenty that you can actually choose from. Maybe the Kalea could be one of the options that they can go
Yes.
for. It's still left open. And apart from that, if they want to really, focus on towards more frontlining, maybe go for the newly a little bit buffed hero that is the Minotaur.
Okay.
But Belleric it is. So they're still trying to stop the movement of this Joy with the Belleric.
Okay. Will Belleric be enough though? I think can just wait for the ultimate to pop out. Somebody can just bait his ultimate out and then go in because but even then I think Belleric alone can counter Gatot Kacha. The moment Gatot Kacha jumps in.
Maybe, but would you really like to use it against the Garud Kacha and not the
Yeah.
Joy?
True.
That is the thing. But what is the downside of the Belleric is that the lack of mobility. Like, yes, you can have a very good ultimate, you can taunt and everything, but the mobility lacks quite a bit. So that is something they would want to look for. But you see, the plan for elusivity is not to rotate fast, is to like win the team fights.
Yes.
The entire draft is built around that box of the RWM inside which they want to take the ganks. As the side of Team Sacred Shrine, they have chosen their dive based heroes. All of the heroes can dive, like 3 or 4 of them that can dive, and that Valentina pick. We have seen Eve not working too well yesterday,
Yes, the curse. Oh my god.
right? And the Valentina play stealing up with RWM working very well. So I think will that continue today as well as we are going for this game?
I have to say, Sacred Shrine did play it smart. I mean, I hope Elusivity should have, noticed this yesterday. I mean, you want to pick a Eve, why not Beno with the Valentina first, right? And
True.
look at that. Not only Eve, she can also copy the Balric's ultimate here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Valentina should have been banned, or Eve should have
I'll
been
I'll
picked
tell you one
later.
thing. I'll tell you one thing. If she copies the Belric girl, then she'll take all the damage to herself.
Yeah,
That is the
that
worst
will
part.
also be a problem.
So maybe look out for that. But
Probably the RWM is the
yeah, best I think also.
best. So Valentina is, like I said yesterday, cherry on top of the icing. And anyways, with that, guys, we are into the land zone for the first match between Sacred Shrine and Elusivity Esports. This is going to be the best of three. And this is myself, Miss Jenny. And with me, I have Shinryu today. With that, could be a first blood over there. But Art, not yet.
Not yet. And you can see the players as well, right? Both the teams, the talented individuals with their heroes. So they're ready as this is the grand finale, ladies and gentlemen, of the Hornbill Esports Championship Season number 2. So it's going to be very important. But look at the mid lane, the revitalized
Ooh.
cheating art safe for the time being, but could happen a very big problem if he got taken down. But that is one resource down. So art needs to be a bit passive. I'm not passive exactly, but needs to be a bit careful, I would say. So far, I think both the teams are very dependent on achieving that level 4, after which they can do a lot more mobility, a lot more, gangs around the side lanes. I think taking fights on the mid lane would be a really bad option for both these teams. Maybe winning on the side is the right get go.
You know, even all the sides are so tanky. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
That's Lapu Lapu versus Esmeralda on the top, and Phobius versus Yujong on the bottom. So this is definitely going to be more of an objective game instead of too much of gangs. Because, even if you take a gang, it's going to take a long time to get a pick off.
Yeah.
Right? Because all of them are so tanky. But we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Turtle is in the bottom lane, so they are trying to set it up. Get a setup around the turtle. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll have to see which team does it better.
True. I think, in the previous fight where Hayabusa wanted to go in, Invoker already used the flicker, so that might be a problem. But look at
Ooh,
that.
The shadow kill. Who's that?
Fate?
Fate? Okay, he's safe for now. He
Wait,
got the
flicker-
backup, but Fate is not exactly safe, and he got the first
Oh.
blood right on the Godspeed.
No.
Art is gonna go back as well. Madara right there. Hold on. That's Cory Cutie jumping right on all of them. Comes in the RWM from the side of Senzu. And finally, guess what? They have taken down Madara and Crisis. This is gonna be a free turtle, whilst they also get a double kill right onto Cory Cutie. What exactly do you think went wrong?
I think the way they started the fight, but now Shadow Kill will.
Comes in the backup.
Down.
Godspeed, not too late to the party. He actually got slain. He came back, used his ults, and
Yeah.
saved the day.
Yeah.
Or else this could have been a free turtle for the side of Sacred Shrine, right?
It is a free turtle, Takershan took the turtle, but if we see about the fight, the steal of the RWM by Invoker really turned the table around because Shenzu, yes, he had the RWM, but I don't think so he could use it all the time. That was during the gank, but again, bot lane the taunt will connect
Ooh,
on to
Madara.
Romcom.
Okay, they actually managed to take down Romcom.
Yeah, and that's a bad sign, yes, but if you think of the long term, not really, because Romcom would be the ones taking the damage. Therefore, Sacred Shrine, their main damage dealer is still one, as well as I would say some part would be Fade because this Lapu Lapu will be more of a damage sort of Lapu Lapu rather than the tanky one. But regardless, I think the scaling from this lineup is quite low compared to a full-blown Maskman lineup because neither of the team has locked in a Maskman. They're going for assassins onto the mid lane as Hyper or a jungler, and they have two fighters side lane. So I think you might not see a very early end to this game. You might see a lot of brawls happening around the map, and not a very decisive wins in those skirmishes.
Well, you know what? There's gonna be another turtle in just 15 seconds at the same time, in the same place.
Yeah.
I hope they don't make the same mistakes again. Meanwhile, we can see that already Sacred Shrine is trying to make a setup around the turtle, while EVT is also trying, but Art is being a little bit more dominant, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to open up the map to get the vision, right? But at the same time, they have to be also careful that they do not overextend. The Belric's ultimate, the Wrath of the Triads, can lock down anyone, and you do not have a Purify to get out of it. So a small mistake can really cause you your life because in the early game, you're pretty squishy, and the amount of damage Elusivity have in the early game can be enough to even take down art. We saw it already happening, right? So maybe once again, but as this turtle is starting, you can see that both the teams are trying to taunt it and just take it down. But look at Madara.
Trying to expand the skills. They're trying to bait out the WOD. And look at that. Madara is almost the WOD has expanded already. And he's been taken down. Madara out of the scene. Who will they be tanking for anyways? Corey Cutie still standing strong. Meanwhile, could be in trouble. The jungler Art. Again, Fan doing it in retribution. But wait, what? Fan is down as well. They have the roamer down as well. Double kill. Although for the side of Fade, will he save the day? Since you're running for his life, and Fade will have to back down for now. Well, both the junglers are dead.
Yeah.
So in that case, the turtle is gonna have to wait.
I think the side of Team Elusivity, they really overextended that because Madara was a bit eccentric into engaging that, but he underestimated the damage. But then look at the RWM, 2 RWMs being used out there. But Fade with the flicker skill locking down the members, getting a double kill, is the fact that Lapu Lapu in the early game is dealing a lot of damage. But look at again, top lane, another bravest fighter being used up just for the defense. Like, this is a matchup that we are looking that neither of the fighters will be winning out, but it's like just in the early game. In the late game, the Esmeralda is a slightly bit dominant, but at the same time, we'll take a look at the items. You can see Romcom already focusing for that Hunter Strike. The rest of the team, they are able to lock in 1 items each, but the AOG not used.
Yes, the last resort. He
Take
knew
away.
he's gonna run away with that, you know, but I don't think that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Really, that poke wasn't really necessary, I guess, because
Oh,
the turtle
Romcom?
is standing there. Meanwhile, Romcom could be in trouble. Corey Cutie still saving his ult for the last moment. Okay, Romcom with the dragon form.
Oh,
Takes
no.
the turtle. Wait, Van gets the turtle, and this definitely gonna give them the shield. But meanwhile, again, Fade takes down Madara.
What
As
Fade?
well as Corey Cutie is down. Romcom's gonna have to come back. Crisis is still standing strong. He's gonna be able to take maybe a double kill. I suppose he's quite strong as of now, but he doesn't want to go for a chase. He's playing really passive. Okay, they are also gonna take away the purple buff.
Yeah, I mean, they took down the jungler. Now that's the perfect opportunity. But now the taunt are connecting onto a Shenzhou, and he gets taken down. 1. Picking up another kill, and we'll take an instant replay of the turtle fight. 1 got the turtle, but Fade already locking the back line. Romcom has that, damage to even take the tanking. But look at the way Godspeed was, punished out there. The taunt connected and instantly taken down. And even though Crisis is on Esmeralda, but the damage is not enough to take down the tanky members. And with the amount of, the team fights won by the side of Sacred Shrine, will be able to punish by taking away the inhibitors. But look at Fate doing a 2v1. He doesn't really care at this point because they are winning. And the goal lead, the side of Team Sacred Shrine has already accumulated is 4.6k. So that's a very hefty goal lead.
Definitely. And I think in the last gang, okay, wait, hold on. Okay, WOD been expanded already. Shinzo very little to no HP, and he manages to escape. Meanwhile, Van has been taken down. This could be good for EVT, but look at the dragon. Romcom just not
he's
giving
going in?
up.
What?
Just going for the
Victory.
poke again and again. Madara could be in trouble as well. The AOG pops in, but connects to none, I suppose. Oh, wait, the
got
WOD
cancelled.
just popped up right now. Oh, that was the IMU actually, and the AOG pops in. Only now RW comes in with a backup. But for now, they're safe inside the turret.
Yeah,
Solely because of the RWM.
I mean, the RWM will slow you down, will keep you away from the team. So again, take a look at that. Okay, like Romcom had the skill. He went in with the Petrify, starting 2 members down, getting the passive, and the AOG was almost, if it had connected, it could have done the work, but the Riot of the Dryad cancelled it out, and then Art went in a bit too late when the minions were not taking the damage, and he fell down because of the RWM, slowing him down as well as making the things happen. But at the same time, you can see the side of Team Elusivity have already lost a considerable amount of gold, and because of that, now with the Lord spawning in, I think they will be able to do a little bit more of, zoning out better because 1, they have taken all the tier 1 down from the side of Team Elusivity, and Sacred Shrine, all their turrets are still standing. So if they want to run away, that's not a problem. But look at Fate, he's going in all by himself.
Fate is like so aggressive.
Yes.
This game, he's going completely bonkers. And hold on, WOD been used up already. Fan will be taken down. That was a good call on the side of Godspeed. Corey Cutie chasing down Art as well as Fate. Art quite not yet.
There's still time, but the engage came from the side of Sacred Shrine, but 1 kind of got isolated out there, I would say. And the Wrath of the Dryad locked him down, and there's nothing much he can do to get out of that, honestly. So the Troy is kind of punishable, but the rest of the team is doing the work that is needed to be done. So I think as long as 1 can secure the objective, it is still a W for the side of Sacred Shrine. But Elusivity, if they take down 1, then they have the Retriprio.
Exactly.
If they get the retribution on the Lord, then no matter how much lead Sacred Shrine has done, the lead can be brought back to their side.
Yes. And oh wait, hold on. The bottom lane though, looking for a fight. You know what? There is a lot of poke happening from the side of Sacred Shrine, and Elusivity in retaliation, they sometimes kind of end up making mistakes. But in the last gank, though, they did a really good job marking down Van
Oh,
because
wait.
they know that, okay, hold on, Senzu managed to escape with the flicker, or else,
Wait.
okay, WOD pops in as well. They're gonna be able to take down Fade, I suppose, this time, but not yet. Mega kill, Romcom comes into the backup and takes on Gospin.
Oh.
They're going in for more. Senzu could be in trouble. Look at the Van with the rhythm of joy, takes him down as well, comes in the demonic force, but Romcom standing strong, doesn't even matter.
Yeah, they have done the damage. They've taken the jungler as well as the mid laner. What more do you need if you're Team Sacred Shine? The Lord is waiting them, and I think they will be making their way towards it. And this is a definite win. They have done what they were looking for at the late game. And even if you take a look at the second, a replay onto that team fight, you see clearly the side of Elusivity, they started the team fight, but the way Sacred Shine has just instigated that, not instigated, but respond to that fight. It was just on a different level. Because of the gold lead, they can punish a lot more. And now, with the Lord advantage, I think the inhibitors stand in danger for the side of Team Elusivity. So I think as long as they can save the inhibitors, it's still okay for them. They can buy some more time.
Yeah. Well, it's like showing bodies from the both sides. Both the teams are like all dive comp.
Yes.
And it's just Invoker and Senzu with the IMU, with the RWM. Basically, 2 RWM
Yeah.
from behind, right? Okay, something's happening in the bottom lane, I suppose. Well, the Lord's not up yet, so Elusivity might want to play safe, get their waves cleared. Okay, Lord's marching from the top side. Okay. Real quick question. Do you think they will be able to defend it? AOG pops in, though, connects to the two of them right inside the
Wait,
turret. Romcom comes in the backup, but this feels a little bit more than he could chew. Meanwhile, Corey Cutie as well as Gospin. Oh,
Wait.
Romcom! He comes in with the rhythm of joy and he takes down jungler.
Crisis.
Unstoppable Romcom. Right onto Corey Cutie. Their Crisis though, chasing down Fade. And wait, what? Invoker? Are you sure about chasing down Crisis alone? Comes in Van for the backup. But Crisis, I think he's gonna be able to stand. He's tanky enough.
I mean, it started off good for the side of Sacred Shrine, but I would suggest not to dive inside the turret while the Lord is also not there, because that is the bad sign. The AOG was really prematurely used out there by Art, and the rest of the team had to respond to it, because if they had not, they would have lost their roamer, and the Lord advantage would have just gone away. But even after following the roamer, the Lord advantage didn't do much. It didn't even take down the inhibitor on the top lane, so the holy defense or the holy shield pretty much propped up and saved inhibitor of being Elusivity. So I think, like I've been mentioning, they can still bring back more time as long as they can do it. But look at Madara getting overloaded with the damage.
Ooh, Madara, he's not being able to sustain Romcom as well as Fate up there. That's the problem here. Romcom, like, the moment Fate gets into trouble, Romcom just flies for the support, like, bro, I'm coming for you. I'm flying and coming for you.
Wait,
Meanwhile,
Romcom.
again, Romcom could be in trouble. Romcom, where is Art this time? The Romcom manages to escape. Meanwhile, Crisis could be in danger. The rhythm of joy right onto him. Crisis still standing strong, but not anymore. Godspeed will be taken on as well, I suppose. He will be punished with the AOG. Oh, he manages to escape the shadow. Godspeed, that was close.
Yeah, the team came in at the right time to help him out. The quad shadow used to the full and the best potential out there. Losing Crisis was already bad enough. If they had lost spot speed with just 20 seconds away from the Lord, I think that would have been a easy Lord. But again, the Black Dragon Spawn used by Romcom pretty early. The Lord is not even here, but they were able to take down the second tier onto the mid lane. So still, I think a good sign. The cooldown should not be too much. I believe if the Lord fight breaks out, Sacred Shrine might be low on few cooldowns. Few ultimates that are on cooldown. Apart from that, in terms of damage, it can definitely outscale Team Elusivity. As of now, the only damage dealer are Shenzu, Godspeed, and Crisis. Odikuti, he's more of the damage soaker. So is Madara. He's like the one who will set the team fight top one from doing his work. But it was working in the early game. Now you can see one clearly going to the backline.
Definitely not being impactful as much because Fade and in Romcom has been doing insane job at their work. They know what they're doing. So meanwhile, it was Corey Cutie, like I said, not been very impactful. They've already taken him down.
Look
and
at
AOG pops in, connects to Godspeed, and there will be no retribution if they want to go for the Lord. Meanwhile, saving in trouble, electrifying bits. by the joy and crisis, you better run away. Madara is gonna go down for sure. He will be punished by Vanes. Well, monster kill for the side of Robcom. Crisis standing alone, 1 versus 5 of them. The minion waves are coming in. Crisis, will you be able to take one shutdown for side of Van? Wow, this could actually be a triple kill, but there is an immortality and also you have to
No.
be. Never mind. And with that, I think
Is it
that
the end?
was.
Is it this?
Yes, it is the end. They are gonna lock into the
Nah.
base, and the first round goes towards the side of Sacred Shrine.
Man, one misclick, one mistake. Corey Cutie, if he had not gone picked off out there, I think
Mm-hmm.
it would not have been the problem. But the way you see the last team fight broke out,
Yes.
it was Romcom with the Black Dragon form going in, getting petrified, and AUG land in that. How do you escape that kind of change? Easy, I don't know.
That's called, perfect combo wombo coordination. I mean, every time it was, most of the time, it was Art who was engaging, okay?
Yeah.
And the moment Art gets into trouble, AOG, the dragon,
Yeah.
there's like insane amount of backup. It's like one after the other. So that kind of chain CC is hard to dodge.
Absolutely. And the downside is that they did not have a petrifying.
Yes.
I mean, not petrify, my purify. My
Yep.
bad on was that. So the petrify connecting, the AOG connecting, the chain CC connecting is already bad as it is. If you're an assassin, like Art already said, I'm coming for your jungler, keep him safe. He was not messing about that. And the jungler was really pressured. I think Godspeed, he was almost pushed to his limit to do something in that game because, if you're playing in Hayabusa, you would definitely love that early game snowball to happen for you.
Yes.
Which didn't happen much.
Didn't
this time.
happen.
Shut down long, not long, but back to back, I would say,
Mhm.
which kind of put the pressure onto the damage dealer. Shenzu had the RWM, but Eve curse is real.
Exactly. Valentina has more mobility, like I said yesterday as well. So this is like a very, like
I
famous
feel-
strategy now.
I feel Valentina has more options that you
Exactly.
can do. Right? If the opponent team has good ultimates, you have much more options. You do not just need the RWM.
Yes.
In this case, we saw the Wrath of the Triads being stolen away,
Exactly.
right?
Yes. It's like just go with the situation, just go with the circumstances. And so I think if you plan to pick a Eve, either ban away the Valentina or pick Eve as in the last. Don't expose your draft that
They
early.
banned the Angela and the
Yes.
Kadita. Not
Man.
leaving open the Valentine. I think if they had watched the games from yesterday, we already talked about it
Yes.
enough. And the Valentina is working much better than
Much
the
better,
Eve
way
because
better.
of the mobility that which you have mentioned as well yesterday. And what I mentioned, the Valentina has a better way to set up because you can, you have this options to choose from. Like you are not just locked by one skill. Like you can just put your creative mind, use use the best missing puzzle that you want to your lineup, and that works. And in this case, I think team Krishna, they know
Wow,
what they were
rom-com.
doing and he put in the effort. I saw more Black Dragon form than I saw RWM in this
Seriously.
game, I would say.
Exactly. I have to say, rom-com. This guy, the moment Art gets into trouble, he's all the way there. Like it's from all the way top to the bottom.
It's coming flying from the
Coming for you. Yes.
downtown.
Yes, I got you. I got your back. So yes, his impact was insane. The entire match in almost all the gangs, his contribution, I think they wouldn't have been. I mean, 7-1-14, 88% team fight participation from the EXP, right?
Yeah.
So it says it all.
I think the major portion was also having that goal lead towards your side for Sacred Shrine, right? Sacred Shrine, they had the advantage in terms of the items. You can see 4 items already being built up onto his Romcom, and he was waiting for his fifth one, which would have been the Anticuras, right? And even with those 4 items, those 2 damage items are there. So he's actually prioritizing on dealing the damage rather than sustaining. And the way Yuzong works, we already know the Shah residue will heal him back up. And I think he sustained a lot more because of which he did not get the shutdowns as much many times as the rest of the members did. And another factor is that the Yuzong is immune while he uses ultimate. So even the Wrath of the
Yes.
Triads cannot really connect onto him.
Yes.
How do you stop that?
Yes. No wonder they locked on to that Yujong pretty early, right? In the early phase of the draft, as well as the Lapu Lapu. They had it all sorted. Their draft was, I think, they had it very well planned.
Yep.
Unlike Elusivity, I think they went for the best heroes, without thinking much about the counters.
They went, I would say, a little bit by textbook. Like
Yeah.
it's like you see the Joy, you pick up the Belleric. Like, that's the counter.
Yep.
But I did mention about that, like maybe just be a bit creative, like try to, just leeway your opponents to make that mistake, like dive really deep, and then you punish them out. But that was not the understanding from the side of Team Elusivity. They were like, we will just do what they want to do. As you can see, the game statistics also speaks it all. Once Satoru was punished because he was not immune with his, electrifying beats. He was getting locked inside the Wrath of the Drives by Madara, and that's why there are like, five deaths on towards him. But he did his work. He was marking the backline. The low HP targets were being taken down.
Yeah,
But
most of the time, yes.
yeah, but I also want to highlight one more player. Actually, two more players. I would say Invoker as well as Fate. They were phenomenal. Like art is good, like no doubt about that. But these two were the silent carries. You could see you were also mentioning, right? The
Yes.
Lapu Lapu going himself, like
Yes, all the time it was always
flicker.
fate.
Yeah,
Yes, it was always fate engaging. And after that, right when he gets into trouble, right when he's done poking and expanding the skills from the side of Elusivity, Art jumps in as well as Romcom.
yeah.
So it was like a very well planned
The timing, I
draft.
would say the
Yes,
timing is so beautiful to
timing
watch, right?
exactly.
Yeah. But I think what went wrong for Elusivity is that the textbook gameplay. They needed the
Yes.
snowball in the early game for the Hayabusa, which is difficult to get when your mid lane is getting marked in. When your, tank is not of a mobility sort. You can see both the mid laners, that is the roamer as well as the, mage of the side of Elusivity, are very slow to rotate. Already mentioned that Belleric cannot really rotate fast, and that is a downside when you have a Eve 2. So the silence didn't get much help in the early game. Corey Curing having those many deaths is the reason because he was not getting the the prior. Even if he was going in front with the Infernal Pursuit, he was way too ahead from the rest of the team. So it was easy to punish him. Like,
Yes.
so kind of matters that way.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think in this kind of a situation, instead of a Yves, I would like to go for a mage that is quite independent.
Go
That
for the Farsa.
exactly.
Still, the Farsa is good.
Yes, but then again, even if you say Farsa, you're still gonna have to ban the Valentina. Still gonna have to take care of the Valentina. Valentina, I think
True.
right now is ban worthy.
I think this hero was quite forgotten. And
Yes.
now, when I think this was a classic pick as well, right? When people used to pick either the Farsa or the Valentina, Farsa or the Eve, they used to ban the Valentina.
Mhm.
Back in, I think, a couple of seasons behind that I'm talking about. So just revisit your memory lane. I think you can get a lot of answers because prior to this meta, we had seen that unkillable EXP lane, the Esmeralda versus the Uranus. We had seen the Esmeralda versus the Dyrot, which was a classic counter, but you cannot pick Dyrot in this meta anymore because you not just need to win the lane, but you need to be impactful into this team fight. So I think, yes, the side of team, Sacred Shrine, they got different heroes from what we would expect. We would expect uh, Lapu Lapu to lose against Esmeralda, but if your team is winning, the laning matchup does not really matter. Does
Yes.
it?
It doesn't matter. Also, I think in this case, it was Lapu Lapu versus. Oh, actually, Lapu Lapu was in the goal line. My bad.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, this gets very confusing when the classic goal laner picks are being replaced by the fighters.
It's the dawn of the new era, the
Yeah,
fighter era.
definitely, definitely. I mean, all the fighter players must be really happy that they can spam it anywhere. You can go for goal lane if you want. You can go for the EXP if you want, right? And I feel bad for the marksman still. But do you think that in this situation, if they had a marksman in the
Yeah.
goal lane, would have been better?
I think if they had a marksman, they could at least rely onto the lead game rather than, the draft. Like, see, with this new meta, which is like double fighter meta onto the goal lane as well as fighter, what it does is like it makes the team fight much more brawly. Like, you do not fight while you're gold lane farm. You fight as a five members. Previously, it was 4v4. And if the gold laner is farm enough, he would have rotated. But now, with the fighter meta, everyone is rotating for this neutral objective. So
Yes.
they're waiting for a good setup, catching somebody off guard, and then go for the punishment. But the marksman definitely makes the game changer. The marksman is the way to go. I think if not for the EXP goal lane, maybe just go for the mid lane.
Yes, I think it would have been better if they had a mid laner that was a little bit more independent because Eve, I don't think so.
Kimi still works, right?
Exactly, Kimi still works. The DPS is also there, and well, we'll have to see. I think for this game though, Arts, the shot caller,
Yeah.
the shots were right on point, And I hope Elusivity come up with some counters. I think maybe they will. I think they finally cracked
They
a
have,
little bit.
can they crack the code? Because so far the fortress has been impenetrable by the side of team. I mean, any team so far for Sacred Shining God like esports as well. So the thing is, there has not been any cracks that you can actually get through. For Art, he makes sure that if there is any crack that is there, then he just changes it up. But even with different mid laners that I've seen, like I'm just talking about the mid laners. In this case, they're playing with Invoker, not with Bit, their main mage user, is still like doing the work. Like it doesn't feel like we are seeing a different team. It feels like we are seeing Sacred Shrine.
Yes.
Sacred Shrine is playing how it is. Because I was
Yes.
telling you, I'm looking forward to see how Invoker would play. But I saw a resemblance of Bid into that gameplay because it did not feel too much. I'm not trying to, just make like tell him that, tell this thing that Invoker is Bid, but the way the team enables the mage is like it doesn't matter who is in the mid lane. It's like
Doesn't
it's gonna
matter.
work.
Yes. So they basically draft around each of them.
Yeah.
So if they're picking Gatokacha, they know what works with Gatokacha. If they're picking Valentina, they know what works with Valentina. So like I said, it's a very well planned draft,
Yeah.
and I think they kind of won halfway in the draft as
True.
well, especially when they went for the Valentina, right?
Game changer.
Definitely, definitely. Like I said yesterday as well, whenever they picked, actually even yesterday, whenever the opponents were picking Yves, there was always a Valentina, right?
True. I think sometimes we saw different heroes as well, like maybe a few
And
games. But
maybe when Valentina was
the
banned or
the
something.
thing is, except for one game, all games were lost on a Valentina. Not a Valentina, but the Eve.
Mhm.
Like every game, the Valentina, I mean not the Valentina, the Eve was not working for the
Yes.
reason the lack of mobility. Like if you want to, enable your side lane. If you're going for a double fight laner, the get go is like you need to enable them. You need to give the rotation, even if not as a three. If if you have a jungler who needs the farm in the early game, rotate as two. At least make
Yes.
the team fight 3v1 or
Yes.
3v2 or maybe 3v3, like whichever works. But at least provide the assist, give the information, give the vision control of the map. Because if you're just focused on winning the mid duo, even in draft phase, it's not gonna be just mattering if your execution is not on the point.
Was Lunox banned?
Hmm?
Was Lunox banned in the last
No,
match?
it was.
Was
I think it was open, but I did not remember from the side of Sacred Shrine. I think they might have banned it away.
okay.
But you remember yesterday you also mentioned why are they not picking the Lunox, and they just picked the Lunox and it dominated,
Dominated.
right?
Like I said.
Against the tanky members, it should work, right? Esmeralda,
Definitely. I mean, Lunox is doesn't she doesn't just deal a lot of damage. She's tanky as well,
yeah,
right?
she's tanky as well, and I think she is the tank killer as well.
Exactly.
Not as tanky, but she can actually use the brilliance. Like when you say tanky, she can heal back up, right?
Mhm.
She can use the first skill, the light form.
And she's independent.
She's independent. She does not require that much of a peeling from the roamer, so she can do her own thing. If she has a Skype, it's even better, man. But again, leaving aside Lunox, we'll see the last phase of the game statistic. As you can see, the damage dealt by each of the members. Romcom being the front laner already had dealt 64,000 damage. I think that's one of the
See,
highest damage.
he has both highest damage dealt and taken.
He was doing the front line. I think it's actually not the let me check. It's actually Fate with the Lapula, the highest
Oh
damage
yeah.
taken.
Okay.
So it's different. But again, what we talked about for Elusivity, the textbook type of draft,
Mhm.
right? It worked somewhat, but the trades were lost from the early game because if my memory serves me right, side of Sacred Shrine, they had the goal lead from almost the very first turtle fight, right? They secure the turtle and they just try to snowball from there on. Maybe one Satoru was not the one getting the snowball done, but the rest of the team were able to punish the low HP targets, especially if, Fate in the early game. He was really, really, aggressive with those flicker bravest fighter. I mean, really nasty to see.
Well, like you said, just right when we were casting, sorry, right when the drafting session was going on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout so loud that the entire team follows up, and then we get them
Yeah,
from
it's like a
behind.
6v4.
Yeah, maybe that's happening over there. You never know.
But we don't know, like, because we have to be in a room where the sound is less. But I tell you, the atmosphere down there, the crowd looks amazing.
Yeah,
I wish I could
amazing.
show you right now. But unfortunately, you're stuck with seeing our face, even though you like it or not. You have to see our face. But regardless, I can hear them, guys, and I wish I could, make something happen, a magic or a miracle happen. But I hope you watch Jenny's vlog. The things can be there, right? So that's a surprise if you want to see how the stadium is, how the people are cheering for the teams. Watch the vlog. That is the get to go. But again, talking about the game, I think for Elusivity, since they lost the first game, as it is the best of 3-2,
They
game number
definitely under
two
pressure.
under pressure, right? And they must win this game at all cost.
At all
Like
cost.
there is no second way. I think this is, like I mentioned, this is the last redemption arc for them against Sacred Shrine, and they should get the best out of it.
Yes, it's do or die situation. Right now, I mean, Sacred Shrine, they can just chill because they already have 1 point. They can, if they want, they can explore. They can do some experimentation.
Yeah.
Try to set up some trends by doing something weird, like an Angela Hyper or something. But that's the,
What?
I
I
mean,
was not expecting that. Okay. Angela Hyper.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I
But
got serious about it for a second.
maybe you can try that out later
Puppy
on.
puppy boom.
Yeah, yeah. Remember yesterday's match? We were so
Furious of
dumbfounded.
that.
Yes, we were so furious, but they
Just tell me this thing. Who in their right mind picks shield-based heroes against
Alex
Esmeralda?
Esmeralda. But yeah, but remember, it was actually working out for them. It was
Surprisingly,
actually working. They almost won the match,
yeah.
but there was a little macro gap, and they
The
threw the game in
error,
the
the,
end.
the the
Yes,
room for error is always there, but
yes.
I hope the more errors does not come from the side of Team Elusivity this time. This is like game number 2 in this best of 3 grand finale of Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2, of course. And the last arc it is, right? The last
Last arc.
stage. If Elusivity wins here, we'll go into game number 3. If not, Sacred Shine will be the winner.
Definitely. And look at that. Elusivity Esports banned away the Hilda already, and Sacred Shrine once again bans away the Lancelot,
Not,
right?
no change.
It's like I feel like they're gonna repeat. We're gonna see the same exact
Oh,
bans,
Lapu Lapu
maybe
ban though.
unless Lapu Lapu. Definitely the respect ban. Okay, like I said, Romcom did get the MVP, but it was always the Lapu Lapu. It was always Fate
True.
with the initiation. He was like the sandbag more than Art actually. Art
I
came in
agree.
later with the AOG.
Art was more of a set maker.
Yes.
I think Romcom.
No. Art was not exactly the set maker, I have to say. It was always Fate. It was always Fate who would just go in, disrupt the enemy, get them all scared and confused and expand all
Yeah.
the skills. And then Romcom comes in for backup. Art comes with the AOG.
True. I think they kind of enabled the draft really well. Like they had planned it out that you do this, you follow up with this, and if it doesn't even work, if Romcom gets taken down, if even Art gets taken, no, not Art, but Fate gets taken down, they still have a backup. They had one Satoru, they had Invoker onto the mage, and they even had Art to follow it up, right?
Yes.
So that is there, but at the same time, the draft is really moving forward with another Eve.
Another Eve.
Once
And
again.
wait, what is Valentina banned? Not yet. They are yet
But
gonna let the Valentina go
The
away,
thing
I
is,
guess.
the side of Sacred Shrine, they picked up the Shin first. That's
Oh
the
yes.
response.
Oh my god, how
Like,
could I
that's the
miss that?
response. In terms of range, I definitely give that the Eve wins it out.
Yes.
But I just believe the curse would just continue at this point.
You know what? Given the
Tell me.
fact that they are going for the slow front to back lineup again, they have this Esmeralda and the Gatotkacha as well. Zushin is gonna be even more annoying.
True.
I mean, the lantern is always gonna be on the. It's like in your head, always like this.
Like both Esmeralda and the Garud Kacha will be a bit problematic, but
Very
I
much.
think they know that already because they're still picking it up, right? They knew
Yes.
that there is a I would say a Zukshin, and they still picked up the Garud Kacha. Not only that, they're trying to deny it because I mean, in a way, I think this Khalid would not be flexed into the side lanes. This is most likely a hero going to art. You think like the Khalid side lane, like not even think. I think
I think Rome is way better because he can rotate a lot. He can
True.
annoy the enemies a lot. He can be a nuisance for the enemies,
Yeah.
public nuisance. But well, it's their call. But I'm very sure he's gonna go for Rome. And right now, Senzu snatches away the Gadot Kacha from them, though.
You know what, Jenny? I want you to focus on one thing. Look at the ban from Elusivity. How many EXP laners have they banned so far?
Exactly,
Right?
the attack on Romcom. This is like
tell you.
it's
finally,
personal.
finally the Uranus comes through. Like, and this is the
Okay.
undying EXP lane. Like, marking Romcom, is it still right? Because is he the one you need to mark? Do you think?
Uh, Marking Romcom wasn't necessary, but they can't even mark Romcom in the last match. He was playing
Yu
Yujong, right?
Zhong,
So how can they just go ahead and mark Yujong?
wait for the ultimate to get cool. I mean, to
And
get
he's not
over.
dumb enough to do that. That's why he always waited for fate to go first. Actually,
True.
there was one moment in the mid lane
Yeah.
where they marked him, where they marked Romcom, but there was enough backup, and Romcom still managed to run away.
I think, like, in a way, this Yu Zhong pick itself is the problem that if you have a mage that does not have a dash skill or does not, can dodge the skills, right? The petrify, that combo itself is so difficult to, not only difficult, but it's so annoying to get out of. You have to either, pick up a purify, which will be again making you more vulnerable if you do not have a dash itself. But apart from that, it will make you very slow to rotate around the map,
Exactly.
right? And even if you get out of the purify, the damage will come through. Like, I don't
So,
know.
right here, Romcom is going to be playing Uranus or Khalid. Probably Uranus. I mean, Khalid for the
I
roam, of
think they're
course. Yeah.
going for something like maybe even the edit at this point. I don't know. Like the edit can work, maybe not. But if something else, now what can they pick for the EXP? They need something of damage, right? Oh
Oh.
yeah, damage it is. The grandeur. And I tell you, this guy played their exam today. Before the exam, he played games. He carried both the games. And he played in one game, he played a fighter, and the second game he played the grandeur, and the game ended in under 10 minutes.
Oh.
So
We'll have to wait and see if that continues again. But then again, Shinryu, I mean, look at the bans from the side of Elusivity Esports. It's like Romcom Kakov.
rom-com Kakov. I
Romcom
mean,
Kakov.
the saying, what they say about rom-com. He's the PH export. I mean,
Yeah.
import, not the export. He's the PH import in India. So he has been making the standard of EXP lane
Oh my
really
god.
high, and also for others to catch up to him in a difficult spot. But again, Corey QT, this time he might again go for the Phobius. I think this Esmeralda is going towards Crisis. So that's again a matchup. Esmeralda versus the Grandeur. I think the Grandeur in the early game kind of get harassed. Apart from that, if he gets the kills like onto the Sky Piercer, the stacks, exactly right. So if he gets that really early on, it will be another snowballish game.
Yes, and Joy could be a trouble for Godspeed actually,
True.
because they don't have any instant CC to stop him, right?
Only the
So
unbreakable.
yeah, so the rhythm of Joy is gonna be a trouble. Meanwhile, this is Karmi's going on the mid lane already. Art, it is Khalid for you. This is Khalid for you.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those, comfort heroes for Art, and he would definitely love to put the pressure around the map. As you can see, the game is kind of being slow because of the fact that they need a little bit time to scale up, need a little bit time to actually, get the damage done. But oh wait, Art,
Oh, could be a first blood, and there you go. Godspeed actually manages to get them. Meanwhile, could be a double kill, but no, actually, Invoker secured the kill on Godspeed, and Madara is down as well. 1 for 2, not so good. in
I
the
mean,
early
it
game.
started off good for the side of Elusivity. They got one kill, but the Lantern Slayer,
Instant retaliation.
Zushin is just to, I mean, just has a very big advantage from level 2. You cannot do much about that. For Shenzu, he needs level 4. Without the RWM, the impact is quite less. But Romcom, like, doesn't matter which hero you give him, annoying to your face.
And now it's Uranus versus Phobius. What do you have to say? But meanwhile, though, Corey Cutie is actually dealing chunks of damage to Romcom. But again, I'm sure he does have the flicker and his other insurance policies, or else
Yeah.
he wouldn't have gone that far.
Yes, insurance policies are subject to market list, guys. Read all scheme-related documents carefully. But again, you see, this draft is not built for the early game. Like for the side of Elusivity, they want a little bit of late game for their hyper or the jungler that is going to be Godspeed. The rest of the members, they can stand alone a little bit, but the rotation still is crucial for them. Apart from that, Sacred Shrine is really focused on the team fight. They will be happy to take those team fight. And as you can see, the first turtle of the game spawning, so the teams would want to go for a setup. As you can also see, Romcom being the annoying factor that he always
Exactly.
is.
Exactly, as always. And they are actually trying to take him down. Meanwhile, Romcom could be gone down. Oh, he
Oi.
escapes with the flicker in the end moment. Meanwhile, Corey Cutie tries to lock onto. Senju manages to kill on Art. Could be a fan going down. No retribution for the side of Sacred Shrine. And look at that. Invoker. Look at Invoker. I told you, right? When you
Yeah.
have a tanky front, Zushin, it's gonna be so annoying.
I mean, this is the second time when the fight began with Art being taken down, but the rest of the team, they retaliated. And I would say the punishment was good, but this time, Sensu,
Oh,
no
the lantern on
flickers.
the Sanju! And
Yeah,
Shenji goes down. I told you.
yeah.
Sushin, man!
You just cannot win the early game against Zushin, I would say. And you see, this is the problem that the turtle got really overextended. And we are talking about a turtle that's spawned around in 2 minutes. Now it's like it's going to a 3 minute mark. Still setup is there, but EVT they're getting pushed
Oh,
back.
EVD with beer retribution throw. Okay, look what Van got the turtle. They're gonna go in for kills right now. Romcom could be in trouble. Comes to the back of the side of Elusivity. Esports, Romcom, or RWM pops in as well. And Crisis manages to take down Romcom. Meanwhile, they're gonna chase down Art as well. While Madara goes down in the skirmish. And the mid lane though,
Yeah, this is a definite.
quietly taking down the gold in the mid lane. We don't even care.
I mean, Fate is just gonna farm in the early game. You would not see him, like I told you, which is the very normal rotation by most marksmen. Is that the early game he would not join the fight. He would wait for the farm for the items to be stacked on. Then the rotation will come in, and this is a very good time for Fate to actually get the farm because you see, Crisis is much more busy into participating into the team fight because they need the Esmeralda to deal the damage, and without the Esmeralda, damage would be lacking. So far, the kills are 5-4-5 for both these teams, but the gold, the difference to be shown to the side of Taker Shine. Once again, they're able to get the early lead possible for themselves, and with the draft that needs scaling, I think Elusivity might face a
Oh,
problem.
Madara with the lantern goes to the stun. Madara, though, still standing strong. Crisis won't be coming in for the backup, I suppose, as of now. And Madara manages with. Oh, he had the AOG.
It got cancelled twice.
Yeah, it got cancelled twice. God damn
Yeah.
it. I thought, okay, he's dead now.
I was like,
But,
oh, he escaped.
It
No, he
finally
stopped.
worked. It finally worked.
Finally
Meanwhile,
worked.
there's the highest purple buff heist over there. They've taken it down. Also, Corey could have been chased by what? Romcom is chasing him down all the way inside the turret while Vayne and
Wait,
Van.
wait,
Okay, wait, hold
wait.
on. Art. Will he escape? I think so, but no,
No.
not Corey cutie.
You know,
This time, yes.
Art is getting punished this game. I would say like 4 deaths in just under 5 minutes. It's a bit too much death in this game. The score is 6 for 5. One of the good factors. Oh, wait, Invoker gets stuck in. Oh,
The
no.
RWM
One
hits
hit.
Invoker, but the Rhythm of Joy and the electrifying bits gets a double kill, right? That's another comes to the backup and secures another kill.
Yeah, you know what the side of Sacred Shrine did for that early goal lead? They took down the gold plating from the top and the mid lane. And with the lead they had maintained, they've even taken down the tier 1. So it's very good for the side of Sacred Shrine. Elusivity, they are solely focused on taking the steal fight, and they're losing sight of the other objectives around the map. That is the neutral objective 1, the
Yes.
turtles. They have not been able to secure that. Second, they're not trying to chip down the turret's HP, which they should do because considering their late game is just focused on towards the Esunshin, it's difficult. And even if you take the fight, they are able to punish few members, but the retaliation
Oh, look at that.
just too much. And again, another fight.
In the mid lane, there is a lot of ganks happening. Meanwhile, the Lantern again gets Madara, but Madara goes on to Art with a flicker away. Romcom still safe and going straight with electrifying beats for Senju. Like I expected, Senju. He's gonna go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's not over yet. AOG pops in, I suppose. No, it wasn't AOG. It was actually Corey Cutie.
I mean, Madara at this point needs to use anything he can get out from that point. But oh no, Art!
The Raging Sandstorm! Right on the Godspeed. That was so uncalled for. He wasn't even ready for that.
He doesn't care if he gets taken on as long as he's getting Godspeed. He's happy with that trade.
Exactly.
And I think you cannot blame Art because he's doing the work. He's slowing down the farm of an Isan Shin. And the Isan Shin requires the farm. He requires the spacing, which is completely being negated by the other team. The gold is now just broadening from 1.5 to a staggering 3k. And with this kind of lead, I think Fate can now snowball. Like, he's getting a free lane, and now he's rotating around the map, taking down this tier 1. And this will be even translating into a tier 2s really soon, as we are soon going into the 8-minute mark. And I feel the next turtle will not even be a turtle, it will be a lot taken down.
Well, I have to say, Elusivity, they started off real good this time, and still nothing much is
Wait,
lost. Okay,
wait,
to
wait.
say this. Wait, what? The roamer takes down Godspeed almost.
I tell
That
you.
is so bad. Wait, hold on. He's gonna go down with
Oh,
electrifying
no.
beats. Like the Van comes in. Could be in trouble and a triple. But right now they got the backup. Van is in trouble. They're gonna have to go back. Invoker trying to take away Senzu. Senzu safe as well. But wait, hold on. R's not
Fate.
giving up. Crisis could be in trouble as well. Meanwhile, Madara gonna go for the AOG with a skip, I suppose, but he doesn't have it yet. And he is out as well. The total is standing, but Fate has been locked out by Corey Cutie. Oh, he actually manages to get it. He's on a killing spree, actually. He's gonna go in for more, I suppose, but that was a little too much of an extension. I won't say extension. There was no way for him to come back, actually, right?
Yeah, he already had his flicker on cooldown. Fate, he cannot get out. And even for Cody Cutie, he expended everything just to take down Fate. So that's a worth it deal. The downside is that they lost their second tier onto the mid lane. They were so focused on taking that fight. I've been mentioning this time and again, they're losing
Ooh,
the
electrifying
side.
breeze
Oh,
right
no.
on
Oh,
the Godspeed and
no.
Raging Sandstorm comes in, Godspeed goes down. Meanwhile, Madara might be able to punish Art for that, but AOG comes in, connects to none. Art will still probably go down, and there we go. Crisis comes in to secure the kill, but meanwhile, the Lord has been taken down by Sacred Shrine.
Still working on it. They're still working on it.
Still
Still a
working on
long
it,
way.
and there will be no retribution, so it's gonna be very easy for them. That is what I call setup. Meanwhile, Madara taking the damage from the Death Sonata. Crisis will have to go back. Invoker as well as Romcom backs away for now. They will be coming back with the Lord, Shinru.
Yeah, I think the main strategy for Sacred Shrine so far has been change the focus or change the idea for what Elusivity need to do. And as of now, they have lost lost the sight of every objective that they need to focus on. Yes, they need to get Godspeed farmed up, but they're only focused on towards that. They're giving up with the Lord, they're giving up with the turrets, which is increasing the map presence of Sacred Shrine. They can enter the jungle, which is like their own neighborhood as of now, and they're claiming what's also the side of Team Sacred Shrines. The buff's gone, the creep's gone, the towers, are they even there for any longer?
I don't think so. I mean, okay, again, you look at Van. No wasting time. He knows the objectives. He's gonna go and... Oh, meanwhile, Christ has been taken down already.
This is looking bad. This is looking really bad for Elusivity and Sacred Shrine, as they already have the match point. This could be the final push. Look at
Or
40
Cutie, that
Cutie.
wasn't a good engagement. AOG comes in, pops in. Okay.
He walks
Okay.
out.
It's still not okay. Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
RWM right on point though, but just not enough damage. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yes. Gold, right? Not
Yes.
having the gold will and always be a
Move
factor
on.
for Sacred Shrine. One, he wanted to go in, but kind of misses out onto the dash. So it's okay. I think he still can wait. But Cody Cutie, he's
Or
on
Cutie
to
locks
the
onto
face.
Fade. Will he be able to take him down? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, he flickers. Oh,
No.
he didn't even use his flicker actually.
I think he did not. It
Yeah,
was from
he
the
did
previous
not even
fight, right?
use his flicker.
Like, I think Fate, he knows that Cody Cutie will jump on towards him, so he's not panicking. He's like, you want to hit me? Come and hit me. But Shenzu now picking up the, Wishing Lantern will give us some more damage against his tanky members. But I'm pretty sure Art is on a damage build because the Khalid dealing that much. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's a Raging Sandstorm right onto Madara. Madara will be down as well. No AOG for this time. Van tries to come in and get down Godspeed, but a little too ahead.
Yeah. There's no way a Khalid does this much.
Next to be Godspeed already. Art will have to go back. Oh, this is bad. They won't be able to defend like this. Romcom could be in trouble. Oh, hold on. Look at the backup. They are not being able to take him down at all. Romcom instead, he want to come in and poke more.
Yeah, that's the Uranus for you now.
Oh,
Whee!
electrifying beast. Senju was almost down. Crisis comes in to save the day, but that's not going to happen. AOG pops in but connects to none. But they'll have to go back. The 17 seconds for the Lord.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a free Lord for Sacred Shrine.
They have
I
done.
think if they get this Lord, there will be no stopping them from taking the trophy home.
Yeah, I think, they have done enough for what they needed with that just wave push. This Lord, previous Lord was also there. This one too. I don't see a way for Sacred Shrine to actually lose it out until it's a Hail Mary play from the side of the Elusivity for taking this Lord. And it seems like they're trying to go for it. Look at that.
Yeah, they do want to contest for it, but this could be bad because that was a poke. Mega kill for the side of Fate. They're gonna go in for
Oh,
more.
no.
It's one after another.
Fate.
Slaying Elusivity all the way towards the inhibitor. And wait, I don't think they would even need the Lord, if they could take just one more person down, this Crisis.
Oh,
Crisis is down
nah.
as well. Monster kill for Fate. Like you said, this guy with the Granger, okay, they're forcing all of the inhibitor down. They're gonna take down Corey Cutie as well. Godspeed won't be able
It's
to survive.
over.
And this is gonna be it. We're gonna have the champions, the Hornbill Esports Festival, none other than the emerging champions of MOBA 5 versus 5, Sacred Shrine.
The streak continues, ladies and gentlemen. It's 11-0. As Sacred Shine, who are also known as Godlike Esports, will be the champions of Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2. And guess what? They did it in a clean sweep. Elusivity, they had not got the chance to do much, and every way possible for Team Sacred Shine to dismantle the game plan of Elusivity Esports came absolutely possible because of the way they planned it out. And I know, man,
It was 2-0.
very
it was
fast
2-0.
games.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, actually, it was very fast.
True.
But we had fun.
We had
I mean,
fun.
it was pretty.
I would have loved a 2-1, but hey, it's just, I mean, I think the way Elusivity was dismantled, like the lineup is pretty solid. The draft was good, except for the Eve. I'm a certified Eve hater.
Yes.
But apart from that, the lineup was good. They did what they should have done, but
It is what it is.
execution.
Execution. I think they're gonna have to practice more. You wanna come
I
up against
think
Sacred
Godlike
Shrine, you're
they're too
gonna be
good.
better. Yes.
Godlike is too good with the execution. Like, ooh.
Really good, really good. I mean, there were times in the second match I thought, okay, Elusivity is gonna take this away. But then again, Sacred Shrine just bounces back there. Like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Art
They're
was
very sorted.
Art was okay with dying, but he wanted to take down Godspeed. Like,
Godspeed, exactly. Godspeed, the way he was getting marked.
I would
have
not
to
like
say.
to play a Ethan Chin like that ever against Art, like ever against a rover that would mark me that much. But I think the way Team Sacred Shine enabled that, also like they brought space for Fate to farm up because you could see he was 3 kills in the late game. He had enough items, he had enough stacks onto the Sky Piercer. And then what? It's like good night. We IP out and we take the game home and
Yeah.
the trophy.
Nonetheless, well played, both the teams. Well played, boys. You came up this far to the finale, and there was how many teams in the initially?
8. I mean, initially I think it was 512 teams that
What?
started off. Yes.
They started off with 512 teams.
Yeah, and now they're number 1.
Wow.
And this is most likely under the name Sacred Shine, the third win in a LAN event.
Third consecutive win.
I'll not say consecutive, but in a way they won another LAN with a different name, but the players were there. So
Mhm.
if you leave out that, they have won 3 LANs back to back. So
I think then maybe they created a record. I don't think there's
They-
any other team that have
no,
won that
no
many lands
LAN.
so far.
I think there's only been single winners for every LAN that I've seen. A team Sacred Shine, they are doing it. They're
Definitely.
Yeah.
Creating records here. Meanwhile, let's have a look to the MVP over here, Van Satoru, with the electrifying beast. He was all over Shenzhou the most of the time. Whether it's Shenzhou or it's Godspeed. He actually even melted down Crisis.
I mean, you have 2 penetration items with the Holy Crystal. I expect nothing less because the magic power as well as the magic penetration is already enough for you to take down Esmeralda, who barely has 2 to 3 items,
Yeah.
right? And more so, I think, one also got free from, like, he was pushing the lanes, he was getting the, waves as well, which was left behind by Romcom because he was onto the Uranus. He was trying to put the pressure a lot more to keep the team of Elusivity helping the members out, and
Yes.
not rotate and not do their laning. And both Fate as well as Van Saturo, they took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's there. And I think it's not too surprising. I was expecting, I would say, Romcom to get the MVP once
Yes,
again.
me too. Because Romcom was the person who was forcing out all the skills
Yeah.
from Elusivity Esports. In the end, when the entire cavalry comes in, Elusivity is left with no skills at all. Like it's already all expanded.
True.
So Romcom's impact once again was
You know what?
insane. But the KD also matters.
Yeah. You know what? We are talking about everyone, but we are forgetting about one unsung hero. A favorite.
Wait,
No.
Art.
No. Think about it. Mid lane.
Ah!
Invoker. Invoker was so on point with that Zuxian. You
Yes.
see the lantern flares, right? He picks up the members while they're trying to use the AOG. Like,
It was like all over.
we're like,
Yeah, like that's what
you
I
want
feel. That's
lantern
how I
flare? You
feel,
want
you know,
lantern
when
flare?
I
Which one of you want the lantern flare? I'll give it to you.
that's how I feel when I'm playing against the Jushin. It's like I could literally feel it, you know. That's
Yeah,
very annoying. And this is what happens. Like this is why people are banning Zushin a lot these days because this is the meta, slow front to back meta.
yeah,
So that's why people are banning Zushin a lot. I mean, um, they, they thought that okay, they're not gonna go for the Valentina this time, so let's go for the Eve, but they forgot about the Zushin, right?
true.
So I have to
They were
say,
too focused banning out romcom.
hmm,
You saw how many heroes banned for romcom?
yes, Romcom ka half, basically.
The PH import.
Definitely. And you know what? The fact that they right away picked the Zushin
Yeah,
proves how predictable this meta is.
they
Like they're
knew.
obviously gonna pick slow fronts. They're obviously gonna pick the Esmeralda, the Gadot Gacha, the Phobias. So one Zushin annoys the entire.
I think, I will double down on you that Team Elusivity, their draft was quite the same from the previous game.
Yes,
Like for the
pretty
three of
same.
their picks, right? Esmeralda, Phobius, Eve.
If
Same. The only heroes those that changed were the mid, like jungler and the roamer. Apart from that, it's still the same as we see the game statistic too. Look at Art. He has the heptasis.
And you know what? They should have maybe kept the Yushinshin for later because the moment they exposed the Yushinshin pick, I think that's when Fate decided, okay, let us also get some range and went for the Granger.
True.
Range for
But
range.
again, if you had left it open for the second half,
Yeah,
it would have been
maybe,
banned.
yes,
Yeah.
maybe it would have been picked up.
But
But well,
I'll just give you this thing. Okay, they already saw that there is a Khalid second pick, right? They still went for the Yusunshin.
uh-huh, sad.
Sad.
I think if they thought of a joy, maybe I have to.
Godspeed
I
can
don't
play
know.
Joy.
He can, right?
He can play Joy. He can play most of the assassins, and even he can play the Fanny. Like maybe
Yes.
not the Fanny, but one thing. I think the Baxia, Fredrin, all of those heroes were open, but Godspeed, he still decided. I think Fredrin would have been much better compared to the Isanshin in this game. Yes, the Zuxin can punish you up with the lift up. The damage would have been less. You could have just gone for a damage EXP. Instead, like just let the Esmeralda go for the EXP lane and just match the assassin. No, not the assassin. The marksman was marksman. Like even the Nathan would have worked in this game. Lunox Gold,
Yes.
Nathan, a lot of options.
You know, I've also seen Crisis playing insanely good Ruby. Ruby was also
It
an
was
option.
open.
Yes, Ruby was also an option, and I think maybe if they did stick to a classic go lane,
Yeah,
maybe it would have been better too. But well, the boys tried well. It is what it
true.
is, and we have the champions. We have our champions. Sacred Shrine, guys, make some noise online, offline. I think offline audience are making a
We
lot
heard
of
a lot of
noise,
noises.
and I wish we could show you. I think you can take the camera around and show our
I
viewers.
I will do it soon enough, guys. But if I move the camera, they're gonna see a lot more. We're not
Oh yeah,
having
just
the
turn it
guns
off
held
and turn
onto
it
us.
on. Just turn it off and turn it on.
I will do it, guys. But for now, even if we talk about the game statistic, everything was planned. Everything was planned perfectly. But some plans they take fruitions, and the other
Yes.
plans they fail. This
Yes.
time, the plans from Team Elusivity they were made to be failed by Sacred Shine, ex Simp official, as they take the victory, and they will also take the trophy back home. So what a display of character! Like
Yes.
very easy games for them. Like they made it look easy. I would say.
They made it look easy, definitely.
Yeah.
Perfect synchronization, perfect execution. They knew what they were doing. I think they should be an how to say example for other teams.
Yeah.
No, like I have to say, I really love the Fate and Romcom.
Yeah.
How to say duo,
The
the
duo.
duo
Yeah.
basically in the first match, especially.
I
So
think, or like it's not just synergy between two members. It's like the synergy takes place around like multiple. Like it's like sometimes it is art going with romcom, sometimes it is art going with fate or maybe invoker, and The last entry would be Vansatoro.
Art was basically the chill guy in the first match, at least. The second match, though, oh my god, the second match, though, he was like the furious guy, always after Godspeed. But in the first match, he was like the chill guy. He
I
he
think,
he just he would just go over and jump with the
yeah.
AOG whenever there was a need, and the rest of the he was like, okay, you guys do the thing,
I'll
rom
come
com,
when my time is
yeah,
there.
go ahead.
Go ahead, fight it out. But I think the sixth death for Art was completely worth it in this game. He wouldn't regret a single bit for those.
Definitely. Definitely, it was worth it. You get the jungler, you get everything. The jungler was perfectly disabled by art.
Yeah. And you know, every good thing has come to an end, and even Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2, MOBA 5v5 category, has to come to an end as we have
Yes.
finally gotten our champions for this season. It's gonna be Sacred Shrine X Simp Official. I need to get that flow for this name.
Simp official.
X Simp Official. X. Sacred
Sacred
Shrine S is
Shrine
X Simp
X
Official. So
Loki
S
Simp
is Sacred Shrine.
official, right?
I get the hang of it, but I think in the future they might not be new names. They might be changing the names of the championship season.
So, with that away, guys, we will now have to say goodbye. The games have ended, and as we have found our champions, we are happy that Saker Shine will be taking the trophy home. With this, we'll take the end of this season. Hopefully, we'll see you for the next season. Do stay tuned. Do stay tuned and follow, Hornbill Esports Championship as well as Hornbill Festival that is happening in Kohima. If you are still around, watching things, do come by tomorrow. It's the last day for Hornbill Festival, and you can witness some amazing cultural diversity as well as a rich culture of Nagaland. So we'll see you there as we take our goodbyes for now. This is Shinryu as well as Miss Jenny signing off from Hornbill Esports Championship Season 2.